I said, I think it'll be all right. Hey guys, what's going on? Good evening. It is Thursday, April 25th, 2019. And I had posted we were going to do a live video today. Definitely did not check the schedule, which is one of the most important things that we need to do as a married couple working in the life insurance business. However, hubby is in the kitchen right now. He's doing dinner, and we're waiting for Rakari, our son, to call to be picked up for track. So the track ran longer than normal. Usually we pick him up at 5 o'clock. But yeah, so he's in here. He may just jump on. You can actually jump on your phone also. I don't know if you knew that. But he's in and out. See, they're the man at right there.
Hey, I'll be in a second, everybody. Good evening.
He's in there. All right, so you guys know I don't normally do live on YouTube, so I'm going to figure this thing out as we go. But a couple people had actually posted some information, sent me a couple emails, so thank you guys for sending emails and comments, questions that you had. It's like almost everybody really asked the same question, like how do we manage both of us being in the field, you know, when we both are running and earning a six-figure income ring and the stresses that go along with it. So, yes, indeed, there's a lot that goes into running your business. And we started in the business a little bit. Sorry, I'm trying to look for the somebody post something real quick for me. Say hello so I can see if I did this right on here. Okay. So, hey, hello. Sire said hello. All right, so I can see your post on there. I definitely didn't want to hello, mess you guys up. All right, so if you guys post any questions on here, then we will definitely be able to answer those questions. So for those that don't know, this is Raheem Ill. This is my partner in crime. He's the one that pushed me into this business opportunity, and yeah, he can't get me out of it now.
Absolutely.
Although he is trying hard to get me out of the field. I am out of the field primarily, but I love the clients. I love the clients. So what would you say would be one of the most challenging things after I got serious?
What was the most challenging thing? What?
Of us both working and running. I think I had my ring before you came in, right? Yeah.
You got it the year before I came in.
Okay, so I received it, and I was still running that second year when you came in, and you were running full speed, and I was still running because I had the agency. So what was the most challenging time for you during that? They hear me talk about it all the time.
The most challenging thing I think in this business, whether you have a spouse that's in the business or not, is managing the calendar, managing the time, and not doing too much of one thing, not doing too much work. Always work. We got to pay the bills. We got to take care of our business, but we can get a bit too consumed in that, in this business and in any business, any job for that fact. But in this one, even more so, because it's not like a 9 to 5 where, you know, you're done at 5, you go home. We could work from can to can't. And if you're not careful, you can't, or you could spend too much time playing and with family. So it's a balancing. It's always fine, and it's never a balance. There's always a fight for balance. You know, she just mentioned I'm on my way to go pick up my son in a minute from track. Well, before it was track, it was basketball. Before basketball, it was this, and before this, it was that. And so the calendar is always presenting different challenges in different seasons, and it's readjusting every time, even with daylight savings, you know, for who's that?
That's Lizette. That's our new business partner
Down
out in Florida.
Lizette, good evening.
Yes. Hey,
good
lady.
evening.
Hello.
Yeah, but it's that, and I got to run. I'll come right back. But basically, it's that, I think, to kick it off.
Okay.
Is you know, we sit down every month at the beginning of the month, And we literally will go through our calendar each day, every day of the week, because she has a team, she needs production. I have a team, I need production. We have kids, we have different activities, things that we like to do, nail, haircut, all that stuff gets factored in at the beginning of the month, literally every month. And we sticking to that is what makes the thing run as smooth as possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead and run.
Now she's
So,
kicking me out.
well, and guys, you have to forgive me because I'm literally holding the phone. I am just running in. I was in the car, making phone, of course, the truck. I was in the truck making phone calls. Thank you. And this is the cutoff period for any initial withdrawals. So I was trying to get as much activity in as possible. So I was able to help 4 people today and like literally running in. I did post earlier that I was canceling the live because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to make it back home in time, as well as everything that was going on with him and like you said with our son. But we were able to jump on, and I'm glad you guys joining us. But I'm literally holding the phone. Normally I have it propped up. I have all of my gadgets, and today I'm really on here for you guys. So yeah. Is having 2 separate teams the best way to work as a couple? No. No. Absolutely not. When we first started in this opportunity, we didn't have trainings. We didn't have mentors. We really were just trying to figure this thing out. He pushed me into the opportunity first because he was running a landscaping company as well as some other reasons. And yeah, I mean, no, I wasn't thinking of even having a team. But even, yeah, he's right. I didn't even think about being in insurance. But when you came in, I did have a team. And so it would have made sense if he would have come in with me under my agency, but he had promised his best friend that he would come in direct to him. So the reason why I say that no, it is not the best way to do it as a couple, is because the overrides, we're missing that override. So say if my husband's contract was 5 or 10 or even 15% lower than my contract, that's 15% of income that Lincoln is paying into or would have been paying into our household that now somebody else is actually earning. Now, there's nothing we can do about that at this point. Looking back at it, would I, prefer to have everything under one agency? I think it would make things smoother and easier for me, even at this point, because everything would be under one and I would feel more comfortable being home and not running as much with my team because it would be our team and he now is primarily the runner. But because of the fact that I have my own MGA number, I have my own quotas that I have to hit, as well as my own agents that I train and I love on and I do contests for them. So we're running 2 different businesses in one house. So I would say no. He screamed from the kitchen, no. Anything extra you want to add to that?
No, that's everything.
Okay, so he said that's everything. Great question, great question. No, husband and wife, I believe that they should be together. And that's, keep the money in the house. Somebody, no matter if you are working in an insurance agency, if you are working at a restaurant in corporate America, somebody is always getting a commission, if you will, above you. Somebody's always going to be getting paid. But in this industry, if you can save as much as possible by working as one unit. So that's what I have to say about that. And sorry, the lighting is like horrible. Let me change that. So great question. And as he had stated that definitely having a schedule is key. In the beginning, I was always one that was working with a schedule and he was not. Basically, it's about what type of insurance license a person needs or should have to become a member of an agent or an agent. That was a question that just popped up. With Lincoln Heritage, you only need to have the life license. You do not need to have the health. However, if you are not working with Lincoln Heritage and you are looking to possibly be able to sell home insurance, car insurance, annuities, you need to have life, health, and what is that, security? One of the securities. You have to have all of the licenses. Yeah, the security license to be able to do all of those other lines of business. We only focus on one product that is final expense. So that is all that we need is life. So we could save a little bit of money there too. Great question. And the questions, they come up here so fast. So, oh, my face is so like, whoa. All right, Raheem said next question. Any other question on there? I know one on one of the emails that I received, somebody had asked us as far as the calendar, how do we schedule a month out without knowing really where the leads are going to be? You want to answer that one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'll take that. Just in managing your business, and pardon the movement, just in managing your business, me personally, I only work in 3, maybe 4 counties. So I always have leads for those counties. They rotate, and they rotate based upon when the leads are available and when they're not, because that's a very good question. You're right. But those counties are also neighboring counties. So even though I may not have one in particular, I still have leads in those other counties. So I do know where I'm going to work. And I also, so what we'll do is we'll sit down and we'll say, for example, excuse me, because I do work local also. So I'll say, okay, well, Monday I'm going to be working local. And let's just say Tuesday's the day that I'm away. It doesn't matter where I'm going, to which county. I can figure that out as those leads come. But I know that that's a day that I'm hitting the road. The counties that I travel to are the same distances. They're about 2 to 3 hours. So I know I need to be up by X amount of time to leave and be on time to the field or to my first appointment. So in terms of work, I know within one county over that where I'm going to be and throughout the particular month. Does that answer your question? I think that's what you were talking about.
I think so. And to add, I'll add a little bit to that because...
You can take that, get a check.
All right. So as far as for myself, the way that I think about scheduling a calendar a month out for those that do not know where they are going to be working, the main point in that schedule is what days are you able to work without having to pick up any kids, make dinner, come home. You know, what days can you allot for being on the road for a couple days at a time? So on your calendar, you will really be able to just block out Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday on this week or every other week that you will be able to go out of town. And so that week, you will then be able, you know, see what leads are available or the week before, and you already have your calendar set. So you know, next week I can hit the road, you know, or next week I can travel 2, 3, 4, 5 hours out. When I was running for my income ring, I would travel 5 hours away from home all the time. So it was very difficult for me to leave and go 5 hours out, work for 10, 12 hours, and then come back home. So I needed to have those days blocked out. But like he had stated, he works 4 to 5 counties. I worked almost, you know, the whole state of PA. I was jumping around to every single county just trying to figure life out. And so I have clients everywhere. Do I advise that? No, I do not. You know, again, we've been here for some time now. So there's uplines, your managers, there's other agents in the business that can kind of tell you about different counties, whether or not a county has a lot of country roads where you definitely need to have a truck if you're working there, and don't go in the winter time. Here's a question. Now that you're talking about that, I don't want to go away. I want to work counties close to my house since I cannot afford traveling expenses. All right. And part of that comment went away. Unfortunately, it doesn't stay on the screen too long. So not wanting to work away from home, wanting to stay close to home. If you have leads that are close to home and you're able to order those leads, great. My county, I have worked in this county for years. I prefer to go away from where I live because people are more serious about their business and their policies stay on the books, and I don't have to chase folks for their payment every month. That's why I travel. If you know, you have to be careful with that mindset. You don't have enough money to travel, right? The whole point of going out and working is so that you can help families, so that you can make the money. And then when you receive that deposit, what are you doing with the money? So managing the money as well. Brand new coming in off of, the street. You're broke. Most agents came in here broken. Did not have any savings accounts, did not have any money. So absolutely, you want and can talk to friends and family. You want to ask for referrals from those individuals. Oh my goodness, anybody that is walking up and down the street, you can talk to. My manager is and was a beast at warm chatter, meaning we call it street kinging it. Whoever is around you, you hand them a card, you give them your information, you talk to them, you ask them, do they have coverage? You ask them, do they know about your business? And I refined fire, and you make sure you have a notebook. Now we have our smartphones, so it's really easy to pull up the notes in your phone and put down the person's name, their address, phone number, and even set an appointment right on the spot because we have our calendars on our phone. So, yes, Raheem said the business is all around us. All around us. So there really is no excuse. You can work anywhere. But the point is, go to work. A lot of people cannot produce because they're afraid to just talk to random people. But then you're afraid to order leads too. You can't make it in this industry if you do not open your mouth. Myself, I'm very uncomfortable still just walking up to a random person, asking them about the life insurance. Do I do it? Yes. Do I do it more than I've ever? Sure. Do I do it all the time? No. Should I? Yes. Right? But I don't have a problem paying for leads. I don't have a problem paying for the leads. So, that is one of the things that I would say, definitely, if you are a believer, you want to pray about that. You definitely want to move out of your comfort zone. A lot of us that are working close to home is because it's easy for us to go home. And that can be a problem in our business.
Also the distractions.
And the distractions. Kareem said, yes, I'm afraid to talk to random people. And one thing that really helped me, and it still helps me when I'm out anywhere, is I have the best product. I have the best product, right? So, and I believe that I have the best product. I believe in the family support services. I believe in them making sure that we get the best cost possible for the family. So when I think about those things and I think about how we truly can bless somebody and how many people do not have enough life insurance or enough coverage or even know what they have, and you get into that, I'm really here to help you, I think that that would make it easier for you to open your mouth. Because now if you're thinking more of you're being a service to people instead of selling, it makes it easier to talk to folks. So I hope that helps. That definitely helped me. I tell people all the time, I am not in sales. I am in service. I'm here to service the people, to help the loved ones. And the people that we're talking to, we're really there for their family members that some of us never get a chance to meet, because they're going to be the ones that benefit from the program when our client dies. So definitely good question. Anything else you can think of on that? All right, so that was it. I'm just looking at the comments in here. And I have my phone too, because individuals had sent me emails. Okay. How, with a husband and wife, how do we choose who gets more days in the field? How does that work?
Want me to get it?
Yeah.
All right, I'm coming in. So you get a sample.
All right, and Kareem said while you're coming in, how to switch from selling to serve. I'll get back to that one. Okay.
All right, so the question was, how do we select who has more days? Good. I just gave her a sample of I'm making tuna fish steaks tonight, so thank you guys for allowing me to hop in and out like this. But how we choose the days, who works more, it for the most part, I take the majority of the days. She's doing a lot of things with both of our teams and different things that you guys know that she's the research queen, so she does a lot of things at home, and she still gets her numbers as well. I have higher. I'm trying to play catch up with this opportunity. I came in 2 years after her, and some of my other friends. So I have a pay through goal that I'm really trying to attack. So I run more.
What is pay through? There's a lot of agents and other people on this call.
Oh, pay through in our agency is the residual pay that we receive off of the policies that we write, that we get paid on an ongoing basis for business that we've put on the books. So I have a goal there, and with that goal, it just requires me to drive, and I average about 15,000 a month through the days that I work, and I'm doing that within about 3 to 4 days per week. She takes the other 3. Yeah, so great question.
Definitely a great question, and it wasn't always like that, right? Because remember in the beginning, it was a struggle because I was still trying to run, and we both couldn't run as hard as
Right.
as I was doing before. I couldn't hit the road as much as I was doing before you came in. All right, so there's another question that
Oh,
came
good.
up.
We got both of them. Okay.
Yeah, because I can see the comments on this phone.
Okay.
Somebody asked, can we touch on part-time? Well, wait a minute, I'm sorry. Go back to Kareem. How to switch from selling to serve.
From selling to serve. You mean
Right.
from the presentation?
I'm thinking of the mindset, because the last thing that I had stated was I changed my thinking of this opportunity from its sales.
Oh, that's somebody else.
Yeah, I have it down here.
Okay.
And it's just mental. It's really mental. But also because when I'm in a home where I'm talking to somebody on the phone, my goal is asking the different questions as far as, do you have other life insurance? Have you thought about if you wanted to do, he's shaking his head. Have you thought about if you wanted to do cremation or burial? Do you currently have a plot already paid for? So I'm asking a whole lot of questions to find the need, right? That also helps us close the deal through the presentation without trying to close at the end. We're closing throughout that whole presentation. And I'm thinking about that client, what they need, not what I need. I'm not thinking about my light bill, my gas bill, my truck bill. I'm not thinking about what I have to do. I'm not thinking about the next trip that I want to go on or that I already have planned. I am not thinking about me. And I think that in sales, that's why I don't like sales so much, is I think that people in sales are thinking about themselves.
Their commission.
They're thinking of commission. And I'm thinking about the client. And helping that client, I'm going to get paid. Now, his production is higher than mine. As far as the premiums, and we talk about this all the time, whereas like right now, I have 10 or 12 apps on the books, but my DMP right now is like 6,000 because I'm working through the old NT on lapse report. There's a video on that as well. So I'm not working my leads, any new leads. So these are people that may already have a policy and I'm increasing, or people that I'm reinstating. So I'm doing a lot of service work this month, but I'm doing a lot of work. But on the board, it will look like he may be doing more than me, but his app count is lower because he has higher premiums. So you can't get caught up on the numbers. You want to serve, you want to help people. Go ahead.
And it starts with I asked as soon as I began my my talk with my client, I find out who their beneficiaries are going to be. And they say, it's my son. What's your son's name? Ralph. Ralph's name is going to come out my mouth so many times because now I'm going to begin the process of tailoring this to them, listening to them, and asking them questions. And selling becomes easy at the end. At your only thing that you hear at that point, if we work on doing that right, is how much is this going to cost? There's really no objections because we've been serving the whole time that we've been there. Do you want to be buried or cremated? And just asking those questions, very detailed, which would make more sense for the people who are in our industry.
Right.
Yeah, good question.
Right. Okay. So.
And somebody asked me something.
Yeah,
when I
it's on
started.
here. It's on here. So let me scroll back through because I don't want to miss anybody. All right, we touched on that one. All right. Susie said, can you also touch on part-time basis? I'm on the same boat as Shatima with part-time. You want me to do the part-time?
She'll probably chop you guys up for saying that. I don't know, but part-time works. Here's the thing. The majority of the agents who consider themselves to be full-time aren't full-time. If truth be told, she was coming in like I felt like I was about to kiss you guys. They don't work full-time. They're not spinning at their first door when they're supposed to be at 9 o'clock in the morning or whatever it is and stopping when it gets dark. So here's the thing. If you're going to do part-time or full-time, the importance is be committed. Just be committed. Again, I got a ring. I did over 6 figures in my first year, and I only worked 4 days a week. But I was busting my tail those 4 days. It's considered part-time, right? I could have had a second job on the side or something like that. There's a proverb. There's an African proverb that states that if you chase 2 rabbits, they'll both get away. And think about that. Oh, now she's getting a tripod. We're like an hour and carpal tunnel, and now she's getting a tripod. If you chase 2 rabbits, they'll both get away. And the whole premise, with that is, even if you catch one, it's going to take you so much longer to get that one because you were trying to chase 2 than if you were just chasing that one rabbit. So people say, well, I can do this in the morning and I'll do my job in the evening. Yeah, well, you're burning the candle at both ends, and how long can a person deal with that? And then think about, I don't know, in our business, if I help one individual, one person, I just made somewhere between $300 to $1,000 deposited in my account within the next few days. When I'm talking to a new person, she and I we just went to a Kendrick Lamar concert. What was that, over the summer?
Yeah.
And I bumped into a guy, and we went to P.F. Chang's to eat right before the concert. And the server, this guy was amazing. I mean, I was really impressed with his service, and he was real personable. He didn't have a notebook. He waited on us and 4 other people. And I just asked him because I wanted to talk to him, maybe see if he would want to do something different and make if he was open to different income. So I asked him, how long does it take you to make $300 a day here? And or how long does it take you, to make $300 here? And he was like, man, it takes me, I got to come in overtime. And, no, not too many people make that type of money, $300 to $500 within a day. And I asked him if I could show him how to make $300 to $500 in a day. Would he be interested? I don't think I have to tell you, most people's answer. He was like, heck yeah. He didn't say heck, So back to your question is, how long would it take you on another job, the other job or whatever it is, if that's what it is? No, I'm assuming. So forgive me for assuming, because maybe it's because, I'm sorry, she's trying to plug me in. Just give me a second.
Yes.
I'm about to jump up. Is it about to go dead?
Yeah, I'm going to plug
Okay,
it up.
1 second. So it just depends on, I guess, the reason. So if I have to work part-time, that's one thing. But if I'm working part-time because I don't 100%, I'm not comfortable with commission and this, my thing I would say to that is your faith is, you're killing me right
I know,
now.
I'm killing them too.
You're killing me right now. Oh, what was the question again? You're killing me right now. So be it done to you according to your faith. So if you have to work part-time for circumstances other than confidence, then God bless you, and just be real diligent with your time. manage your time really well. And it works. It absolutely works. I'm a part-time agent, you know, and I'm doing pretty okay, right? But just be committed to the thing, and don't let it be because you're fear. And I know that was kind of long-winded, but
that's
I was
it,
letting
because
her get set up.
yeah, and
Awesome.
yeah, because Shatima had actually put on there, I'm an agent and considering taking the leap of full time.
Go,
I have
girl.
the support of my spouse and kids, but also fear leaving the security of my job. And I have a great mentor and leads, but fear that I will fail. And you know, and when I'm gonna go back to the part-time, you guys see me shaking my head no. And the reason I say that is because I was part-time in the beginning. And if you're working another job, you're working that other job and you're putting your interest, your time, your energy into that other job. And then to actually leave that job and then try to go and flip your script into doing insurance, this takes energy to talk to people, to teach them about the insurance, asking questions. It takes a lot out of you as well. I almost lost the opportunity being part-time because I was not writing enough business, and some of the business falls off. I was not plugged in as far as knowing how to work the reports. So I was not saving the business that was falling off. And so persistency became an issue, and I received a termination letter. And, you know, that's when my pride kicked in, because I've never been terminated from a job. And I'm thinking, how in the world are you going to terminate me? Meanwhile, I wasn't working, right? It's kind of like you terminate yourself. So the part-time thing, yes, he did 4 days, but he did 4 committed days. He did 4 committed days. It wasn't 4 days of, you know, after 4 o'clock in the afternoon, working from 4 to 7 o'clock. Or some people stop at 6 when it gets dark at 6. That's 2 hours. What are you going to do? Sometimes if you're door knocking a lead, you might not get anybody home. So your learning curve shortens.
Drastically
it shortens when you are out in the field full time, because you learn more in the field. There's not a textbook, a YouTube video,
OJT,
or anything that is going to train you the way that being in the field will train you. When you get those questions, those objections, and you go with it, you leave that house without a check, you remember what happened, and hopefully you're calling your upline or somebody that knows what they're doing to get the right answer to help you through it. But that's what sticks. That is what sticks, on the job training. All right. You have a lot, babe. So having faith in yourself is so huge. When I finally decided that I wanted to do this full time, when I finally found myself in this business, being able to fit my skill, my belief, my abilities into this insurance industry, that is when I took off. That's when I realized that I can be successful in this, because I was doing all the things that I can do just in this arena, even though I've never ever in my life thought about sales or life insurance.
You know, I have a business partner on my team who, let's just say, has been in the business for, it's about 2 years now, and never did any significant numbers in terms of making a good bit of income. They were doing things on the side, and real frustrated that they weren't having the type of success that they thought that they would have. And the whole 2 years, the whole about year and a half, I had been telling this agent, you have to abandon ship. You know, if you know, don't lose the word try. That's some of the best advice I could give you. If I took one of your children, think like this. You have to think like this. If I took one of your children and I told you that, you know, I'm going to hold him into this, I'm going to hold him, you'll never see him again unless you did whatever. You know, you got 10 seconds to get out this room, or this vest full of dynamite's going to go off. Would you try to get out the room? Or would you get out the room? You know, and there would be no ifs, ands. We would be elbowing folk. We would be kicking. We would be stepping on people. We would jump out of glass windows. You know, it wouldn't matter, because we, you know, the reason to get out that room is big enough. So when you're in, somebody said to me one time, if your why is big enough, how to becomes easy.
Yeah.
You know, so
say that again.
if your why is big enough, how to becomes easy.
Nice.
You know, we generate so much money in this industry. You can generate so much money in this industry. It's a numbers game, right? So if the national average is 1 out of 5, and I'm only seeing 5 a week because I'm working part-time someplace else, it's averages. I may go that week, and even though I did 5 presentations, I might not get anything. But if I did 15, if I did 20, understand the compounding effect of those numbers. Now I'm putting the deck in my favor. And the outcome, I don't even have to worry about the money. I don't even have to worry about production. It's automatically going to take care of itself. And I'll leave you with this, and I'll be back in a second. But let's just say out of a pack of leads, for those of us who are familiar with leads, and I'm sorry, I got a dog here going for my attention also. In a pack of 20 leads, and 20 of your friends, 20 people on your street, on any street in XYZ state, city, out of 20 people, there are 2 to 5 laydowns. People who are, oh my God, I'm so glad you came here. Me and my wife, we were just talking about insurance. You know, can you help me? And boom, then here we go. Really? She don't care. She works for one of our competitors. She's photobombing. But then there's 2 to 5 who you just happen to be at the right place at the right time. And then there's that other group that it takes a seasoned agent to get, you know, and those are deals that you could either begin getting your 2nd month in, 3rd month in, or you could be like this young lady who wasn't two years into the business, and now things are clicking. She's not doing that stuff on the side anymore. She's full time and has had 2 months back to back of her best months ever, you know, totally re-energized in the business and everything. So it's take the full-time approach, but if you have to do it as a part-time basis, don't let it be because of fear.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So go ahead and do what you need to do, because there is one directed right to you, unless you want to take that.
Go ahead, I'll
quick.
take it real quick.
Okay. And Pastor, we're going to get back to your question, but we're going to jump down so he can do what he needs to do in the kitchen.
You hear that? Hear how she talks to me? You guys liking this?
He's in the kitchen like once a month.
Oh my God, I be slaving, child. I be slaving. Go ahead.
All right. So I want to say it's Altera McLean. Sorry if I messed up your name. But starting out, Raheem, did you feel neglected when Christine was out working?
No, man, that's a vacation. You kidding? Are you kidding? You know, honestly, no, not at all. But that goes back to what we were saying in the earlier part of the video. If you missed it, check that out at the beginning. We were talking about managing time. And we sit down, she and I, and it's always a fight, man. It's always a struggle.
No, he's saying in the beginning, when I was gone for 3-4 days.
It has never changed. It has never changed. And that's what I said earlier, that, you know, there's always that need to be conscious of the time that, you know, I'm not going to put too much time into any one thing. You know, my time with her is important, so I just try to make sure that we spend that time. And when she needs to go, it's all good, you know. And again, I always tell her, make sure that you keep us at the forefront. And because all of that other stuff, you know, who cares if we tear this thing up, but in the process we lose each other. So it's an ongoing adjustment.
It is an ongoing.
Yeah, it's an ongoing adjustment.
Because I can go. I remember the arguments. Like, hello, do I need to become a laptop to get some attention in here? Remember in the beginning?
Quote, end quote.
That was the quote, end quote.
So yeah.
I was always on the computer creating spreadsheets. You know, I do have the ebook that's out there that's really a playbook, but it gives you access to the website, a page that's private that has all of these documents and things that you can edit. But it's all of them hours and all of that time in creating and getting things improved that I was taking away from the household, because I'd run all day trying to figure out the life insurance business, and then I'd come home thinking this needs to be easier, there needs to be a better process, and I would start getting into my corporate policy and procedures document mode, and that would take me into the wee hours of the night, and he would be looking at me like, Are you serious? So that's when that balancing consistently, and still the conversation has to be had, because I know I can become a workaholic. And
You
so
know this is recorded, don't you?
I do. And you know, I told you that already before. Not saying that I don't need a boss. I don't. Okay. So you need to run, or you good?
I'm good for
Okay.
Everything's done.
Okay. So awesome. So we'll jump back to the one before that I skipped. We touched on a part-time. Okay. Karima said it again. Thank you, Kareem. I wish I could like cash app you a $10, $15 because you have a lot of good questions on here. If I am not a numbers person, how to learn my numbers in a simple way?
What do you mean by that?
Right. Like your numbers as far as your income or your production numbers. Because if it's production numbers, it would be your premium amount times 12 is going to be your DNP, which we call it DNP. Other life insurance companies call it ALP, your annual premium. I don't know what the y'all is.
And if it's income, you would take your premium, multiply times your contract rate times the rate that your company advances you.
Right. So if you get advanced 9 months like we do, it's times 0.75. Send me an email, because I'm sure you don't want to post any personal information on here. But if you email me, I can help you out with that. And it's LHLIF now. So LHLifenow@gmail.com. All right.
Know the answer to that question. You know that.
You need to know.
Yeah, know the answer to. So follow up with the email or your upline for sure, because you need to know how that works.
Right. Because how are you going to hit your goals? Your
Yeah.
financial goals, as well as if you have any contests, anything, you need to know how the numbers work.
Yes, good question.
Very good. The next one was from Kev. Being a Lincoln Heritage agent is also part of ministry. You are 1000% correct.
That goes back to that service question. You know, somebody asked about how do you go from sales to service. You know, this is ministry. You know, this is ministry. People who see it that way tend to do very well. They tend to do very well. Let's put it that way.
Yes, yes. All right, so he said thank you for that.
Yes, sir.
Miss Smith, hi Christine. I'm located in Ohio. Have the intention of becoming a life insurance agent. Make sure you email me. That again is lhlifenow@gmail.com. You're right in Ohio. I'm going to be in Ohio the first week in May, the first Monday in May from 10 to 2. I do a training at our Lincoln Heritage office over there. So I will be there. Email me. I'll give you that information. By all means, you can come and stop through and you can see me face to face, but also have a chance to meet some of the managers that'll be there, as well as some agents. And I know you're not an agent, but it is open, so you can come and check us out.
Unless you're a Browns fan, go ahead.
So how you go about applying? So there is an online certification course that you need to take so that you become certified within the state of Ohio or whatever state that you're in. And then I can send you that. We have a company that we work with and we have a discount with them. But on top of that, we have a group that anybody that uses the company that we are working with, you have a free mentor that can help you with any questions going through that process. And she does an online course for personal questions twice a week. So, but there's a group that anytime you can post questions and you will receive an answer. So to have that support throughout that is worth millions, but we do provide that for free. After that, you have to take a state test through your state, and you will pay for the test, which is around $40, $45, fingerprinting, as well as a background check. After you pass that test, you have to have a 70%, which is a C. You then can obtain a license or contract through Lincoln Heritage. But of course, you want to interview with one of the managers first. We want to make sure you can get hired first. All right, so email me and I'll help you with that.
Good question.
Very good. Your videos are pretty dang close to teaching though. Thank you. I appreciate that. I try. I definitely try. But in the field is when you are going to feel it. How to overcome family members rejecting me at the door 3 times. Still haven't reached my person from the lead. What should I do? Oh my God.
Oh, I thought she said family members.
Yeah, how to overcome family members. So
Oh, the gatekeeper.
the gatekeepers
The gatekeeper.
at the door. Now I have a story for that.
Awesome. Go ahead.
Years ago. Oh my God. I would go to this house 4 times through a course of a week, 4 times. And I always write on my lead the day, the date, and the time that I would stop at the house. I mean, I felt like I was a stalker at some point because I literally was waiting for this woman to no longer be home. I mean, I would wait to see if this car was gone to go to this home. And I would keep coming and she would keep saying the same thing. Like, I already told you he's not interested. I'm like, ma'am, I need to speak with him. He sent this in, and it was the wife. She would not let me talk to this man. Finally, I swear it was almost 6 months to 7 months. It was a long time that I kept driving past as I was working in the area. And I saw the man outside cutting grass. Oh, I could not pull over fast enough. I pulled over. I jumped down. I'm like, oh my God, you really do exist. And he's smiling from ear to ear. He's like, well, sure I do. You know, how can I help you? And I was like, sir, I've been trying to get this information. Mind you, he filled out 3 leads that I received. 3. So I paid for that 3 times. And that wife was not trying to let me talk to him. It turned out that he had been denied coverage from several insurance companies. The wife was tired of it. She didn't want to be bothered with it anymore. She had just pretty much given up, did not even want to harass her husband with it. And we were able to qualify him with day one because he had MS. And he did not multiple sclerosis, but he was not on any medications for his organs. We were able to cover him. His wife was so ecstatic. And then I found out that the wife's mother had an aneurysm that didn't have life insurance. So I was able to cover the wife's mother. I didn't cover her because she felt she had way too much insurance and didn't need anything. But I was able to get 2 policies out of that. And the lady just loved me. She's like, oh my God, I can't believe you kept coming. I'm like, yeah, you filled this out 3 times. So that was my experience. I just kept going back because I need to see the person that the lead. And I wasn't mean. I smiled and I was, you know, happy-go-lucky every time she answered the door. And I'm like, I'm back. Is he home? You know.
And try to win them.
Yeah.
You know, don't be careful that we're not going back to the door. We always have to be on our toes about how we are. You know, because a lot of times some people are responding from what they get from us. So be careful that you're not going back to the door like, I know I'm going to see this such and such again.
Yes.
And then when they answer the door, like, here we go. You know, just make sure that you're not wearing that when you go to that door. And just try to win them. Crack a joke, compliment them, you know, something like that. I know you sick of seeing me, but don't confuse diligence with me being a pest. Your daughter, your mom, she not only requested this, but she checked off that she wanted to get it as soon as possible. I'm just trying to do my job. You probably gonna see me tomorrow, you know, and just trying to show them a softer side and kill them with kindness.
Yes. Yeah, you definitely do not want to come across offensive at all. All right, Lee, what's up, girl?
Is that Lee?
That is Lee on there. She said, I believe in the power of faith. Today, I celebrate 5 years with Lincoln Heritage Life Insurance Company. Girl, congratulations.
Congratulations,
yes.
Lee.
And I took off, listen, as I was pulling up into the house, I was taking off all my jewelry. So all my rings and stuff's downstairs. But she's getting the men's ring. Thank God we were able to run into each other on yesterday and make some